CBS just did an interview with Louise Rosalma, also known as Venus Rosales for those who like porn with women that desperately need a good shaving down there. Now, this being CBS, I didn't expect much from them, and unsurprisingly, that's about what I got. You might remember Louise as the woman who got her block knocked off at the Berkeley riots the other day, and got her fist magnet mug sprayed all over the internet. You also might remember how, before this event occurred, she went on Twitter and proclaimed happily how she would be going to the rally to collect some Nazi scalps. You also might remember all of the videos and images showing her wielding a glass bottle and using it as a weapon. I say you might remember these things because CBS sure didn't. I'm going to show you this interview in a minute, but before that, I just want to point out two things. Louise is about to claim that she was repeatedly kicked and kneed in the face when the riot happened 2 days ago. Yet, her face is practically unblemished and pristine. And two, yesterday a GoFundMe was started for Louise asking for $80,000 to help pay for her hospitalization and to help her get a new residence, new employment, and new identity, because all of this attention and the reveal of all of her information and the focus on her life has compromised her safety and privacy. And yet, she is now before a national primetime news outlet talking about her life and the events that brought her to this point. Just something to think about as you watch this. Carry on.
So first off, let's talk about the day. Did you go up to Berkeley that day, or?
Yeah, we left early in the morning to drive up. It was like a 6-hour drive. So we left very early in the morning and got there around, I think, like 1 o'clock. But yeah, everything happened like immediately when we got there.
Who were you with?
I was with 3 of my other friends, one of them being my boyfriend, who was also attacked in the whole incident. But those were the people that I went with and stuck with the whole time. We didn't really know anybody up there, but we knew that we'd be able to find friends very quickly. So.
Now, are you part of any groups that were up there, or were you just going on your own?
We kind of went up as a collective. I'm with the Oak Roots Collective, which is like a coalition of different groups in Ventura County and the Valley, and we kind of went just as individuals. We weren't going of like, oh, Oak Roots, but we just kind of went up to show our support and just be bodies present as counter-protest.
You said Oak Roots?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's like, what kind of, you said a bunch of different groups?
Yeah, the Oak Roots Collective is a umbrella collective for a bunch of smaller collectives that are local to different counties that are around here. We're an anarchist Antifa collective.
Okay. So you got up there. How soon after, like, what happened? You immediately saw a group of protesters and you just joined the protest?
Yeah, we followed the helicopters that were up ahead. We knew that it was at the MLK Civic Center Park. So we just kind of parked close with our GPS and just walked towards where the helicopters were. And obviously immediately you could hear the commotion and everything, and you saw the crowds down the street, so we were like, oh, we're here. But yeah, things got really intense very, very quickly.
And what do you mean by that? What happened?
Well, we probably weren't even there for like 20 minutes before we got rushed and the whole attack happened.
Describe that. Describe what happened. What do you remember?
So basically what happened, it all happened really fast, but a smoke bomb went off in the area where the white nationalists and the neo-Nazis were, and everybody was just kind of like confused like what was happening because it filled like the whole intersection. But they took the opportunity and they just started rushing and started attacking people on the other side. And So me and my friends were fleeing, and as we were running away, I lost most of my friends, but I was trying to find just follow my boyfriend, who suddenly just disappeared, and I couldn't see where he was. And the next thing I knew, I'm like trying to just block myself away from different people who were pushing me and just attacking other people. And I was just trying to get out of where I was because I was in a really cornered spot. But he disappeared because he got ganged up on by 7 different people at once. So he was underneath a bunch of people, and I was trying to find him. And the next thing I remember was turning around, and from the corner of my eye, I saw this fist coming at me, and I didn't have any time to understand and process what was going on. I just put my arms up to kind of push him away as much as I could, and he just totally threw himself into me. He punched me right on the bridge of my nose, which it kind of cut it a little bit, but it's already kind of healed. But I got thrown down. I'm pretty sure he just ran. He fled. I got right back up. I was punched twice more by 2 other people. People kept trying to throw me down to hit my head on the rocks that were in the planter, and I was really just trying not to get my skull cracked open. But they kept throwing me down, and the last thing that happened was someone came up, and it was crazy because I made eye contact with him as he was running up to me, and he grabbed me by my shoulders like this, and he started kneeing my forehead a bunch of times. But I kind of just tried to struggle away, and I tried to get him off me, and they all just kind of ran. They fled. It was quick hit and runs, and it was over.
Was it all men?
Yeah.
Describe what that was like emotionally.
There was no time for emotion. In that moment, I was just terrified. I didn't have any time to process really what was happening. All I knew was I was trying to find my boyfriend, and I was trying not to get hit. I was just holy crap, there's so much going on. I'm just trying to protect myself, just trying to get out of there. I just had that instinctual flee feeling to get out of there.
Did you worry that you were going to be seriously hurt?
Yeah, totally. I mean, even when it was happening, I realized, I knew that they were trying to crack my skull open on the curb and on the rocks in the planter. So I was understanding that much, but it really seemed like they were trying to hurt me as much as they could. So yeah.
Were there any words exchanged with you and these people prior to the attack? Did you feel like it was just completely random and unprovoked?
On me, definitely. I think the whole rush was basically unprovoked. I think the smoke bomb happened, and they just were kind of charge! We're gonna be some army raid thing, and so they just charged. And I was actually on the sidelines. I was watching, taking pictures, and that was my other thing I was concerned about, was my camera. It's my baby. But I didn't exchange any words with anybody. I was just standing there.
So during the fighting, there was about 7 M80s thrown into the crowd from the Antifa side. One of them landed next to an old woman who fell down trying to get away from it. I'm wondering if you, or I know you don't speak for the entire group, but do you condemn the throwing of fireworks at people?
Well, the revolution isn't fucking easy. I mean, I got kneed in the face, pepper sprayed in the eye, and some guy tried hitting my head against a rock. And he was wearing a fucking Make America Great Again hat. So I guess that's sort of what we're trying to defend ourselves against. These people are coming in, and they're trying to take away our rights, and they're passing legislation to take away our rights, and we're here to tell them that that's not fucking okay. They're here trying to posture up and say, oh look, we're so big and powerful, look at our movement, and we're telling them, no, you're not.
What did you do immediately afterwards? Once you, I'm assuming, you finally got up? Is that what you were able to do?
Yeah, I finally got up because they left. Like, they were actively pushing me down, and I, like, every time I went to get up, I felt like I was being thrown down. But the second that I was up and like, okay, oh God, and I like kind of got myself, I couldn't really see well either because there was like pepper, like mace in my eyes. So my eyes were really stinging, but I immediately went to look for my partner he was like right a couple yards away from me, and his face was just drenched in blood, and his pants and his shirt were like covered in blood. And so of course, like, nothing about me hurt anymore, and I was like, oh, let me help you, and medic, trying to make sure he was okay, because he looked pretty gnarly.
So what'd you guys do then? Did the cops come, or?
No, I honestly, I didn't see any police until way later in the whole thing. There was no police present when the smoke bomb went off. There was no police around, and I really didn't. There wasn't anybody so far.
Did you guys file a report or anything?
No. We were honestly just trying to be okay and make sure that we were taking care of ourselves first, and we were just wanting to get home too.
Back to Thousand Oaks?
Yeah.
So after that,